Hello and welcome, my Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your What Do I Need read for this full moon to new moon next end of January into February 2021. I am your reader, Markangelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, the Archangel of Lyons, Markangelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hi. Hi. My honor to be doing this. These are sort of my favorite reads that I do here on YouTube. General reads. If you are new to the channel, it's what I'm calling an 8-card draw. One card from 8 different card systems. This time we've got 2 tarot, we've got 2 healing systems, and 4 oracles. I've got them lined up. It's pretty easy as I go from one level of the divine to the other to get you the divination, the clues, the tips, the hints that you need for a very specific time period. This is not a timeless read. We are looking at the full moon on Thursday, the 28th of January, and that's at 2:16 p.m., right? And then we're looking at the moon waning, so this is a waning moon read, to the new moon on Thursday, February 11th, at 2:06 p.m., but it goes void of course at the same time, which means we don't get any of that new moon energy, right? It like ends, the dark moon ends at new moon, and then it goes void of course, which happens every now and again. So this might be a really, really interesting one in terms of what you need to let go of, release, forgive, transform, you know, all of that stuff, alchemize, which is why we're going to start with the Caroline Myss archetype deck in a second. But just to remind you, it is a general read. Please take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs, simply because you could get a totally different thing that you need to be aware of, right? Instead of, asking what's wrong, just say, okay, divine, what do I need? It's like pulling an oracle card for yourself every day, but I'm doing it for us all, right? Cool. All right, so let's get up in this gig. All the decks that I read are in the description box below. I think that's about it. Take a nice deep breath. Right, feet on the floor if you can, be here now, so you will be able to tune in to what resonates, what really hits you in your energy field as we do this. And breathe. Here we go. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, I need one card in clarity, the dominant archetype, the dominant soul power being developed by the lens of the archetype for the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. This new moon in Leo full moon in Leo, I'll get that right, full moon in Leo to new moon in Aquarius, right, the opposites, Leo, Aquarius. Please, what is the dominant archetype that they need to be aware of? Maybe it's them, somebody else, the situation they're in, all of that, some of that. Well, the gambler, well, there you go. A risk, right? But the gambler has so much to do with intuition. It is the action family of archetypes. The shadow and the light, right? The shadow is the lead that you want to alchemize into gold. Waning moon's perfect for this. So relying on luck rather than hard work. Leaving Las Vegas, right? It's very that. It is that. The shadow, it's like, oh, I'll take a chance, right? But it is an action family archetype, which is why the light attribute, willingness to follow intuition, even when others doubt you. All right, so even, I mean, not every Aries that I know, but they've all been rebels in one way, shape, or form, right? So if you have a little touch, just getting that on that for a good percentage of the Aries watching this, this is also like, oh yeah, you doubt me? Well, watch this, right? So, you know, a little Evel Knievel vibe there, if you know what I mean. And I didn't call you evil. Look it up. Let's ask the angels. Healing with the Angels Oracle. What is the angel you most need to work with, call upon, pray to, however, whatever that work is for you to help you alchemize this gambler, right? Take a nice deep breath. Because here we go. My angels and archangels of fire and the sign of Aries, the Michaelites, please. I just need one card in clarity. Doreen Virtue's healing with the angel Oracle. What is the angel that they can call upon to help them heal? It's healing with the Angels Oracle to help them heal this shadow into light, this pain into peace, this lead into gold, this full moon in Leo to waxing sorry, waning to, yeah, I see that. Aquarius, January, February 2021. Serenity, which is tricky when there's a gamble on the table, right? Now, certainly I immediately go to the serenity prayer because it's just in me. But find your own version of it. My version is rather simple. Oh, good God, Goddess, all of that is Zeus, Buddha, Jesus, Zan, Jaina, Fred, Barney. Give me the strength, right? Give me the serenity to accept the crazy shit that's going on, the courage to change the things I can, right? And that's the emotional part of it, the heart, the cur, and the wisdom to know the difference, right? Because so much has gone on in this world, right? Like doing the work, career, vocation readings this past week, it's like there's such a current theme, right? Just like nothing is as it has been before in our lives, and we're slowly getting back to normal. But to know that there are just things that you cannot change, that's the surrender here. It's not saying I am powerless, but it might very much be taking an intuitive risk to say, you know what? This is something I used to have some control over and I don't anymore, so that must be shifting. That power must be shifting to take a risk in a way that works. You know what I mean? All right. I thought I would throw in, because this is like my new favorite thing, the Crystal Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno. Whether it's just the message in the book, I'm only reading from a book twice in these readings this time around. But I was just, I'm into this deck, right? I had no idea it was going to be as deep as it is. So please take a nice deep breath. Asking Archangel Ariel, right? We're getting the angel stuff complete with this one. Our second oracle, please. My beloved Archangel Ariel. One card in clarity. What is the crystal oracle that the Aries collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs most needs to connect with, work with? The stone itself, what's written in the book, just the message. This full moon in Leo, waning to new in Aquarius, January 2021, and the answer is rutilated quartz. I love this card. I have rutilated quartz. I love it. It used to be called Angel's Hair, the little golden rutiles. This is such a good card, and it is about healing relationships. That I know, rutilated quartz. It's so lovely when you have it on hand, you know. I was in the gem and mineral business through New Agey stores, etc. for decades. Vibrational healing, higher mind, and reconciliation, which always makes me think of the Judgment card in the Tarot. You are subconsciously receiving loving vibrations and loving thoughts from someone connected to your past. An episode of conflict that hurt you emotionally is now being healed and reconciled by the power of forgiveness and unconditional love. Now, I'll tell you, if you do that kind of work, the prayer, through meditation, Course in Miracles, whatever it is that you do, then this can be something very conscious and something you can participate in. But if it's not, I kind of feel like this is saying it's underway anyway. You can sort of play along with it a lot, right? This is something that you need to be aware of in a What Do I Need read. Over the coming days, you may find yourself emotionally and mentally reciprocating this love as you reflect on a person or a past event. In other words, it's saying it's being done energetically. It need not be done face-to-face or through conversation or confrontation. Through this mutual exchange of love, past wounds are now energetically being healed, and all negative attachments resolved and released. Isn't that the tits? Like, I love this deck. I had no idea, because, you know, you can't read the book. You got to take it home and unwrap it first, right? Magic Moon, Saratoga Springs is where I got it. I get a lot of my stuff when I go visit. Okay, so let's do some tarot. Let's get some tarot narrative here. We use Daughters of the Moon as usual for the internal stuff, right? The stuff you need to know about in your own feminine energy. Everybody's got masculine, feminine energy, right? Yin and yang. If you're doing more of the Eastern lens on that kind of stuff, please take a nice deep breath. My goddesses of fire. And the sign of Aries. Please, can I have one card in clarity for the Aries collective sun, moon, rising, Venus, sun? What does they need to be aware of? Let's say heart, throat, third eye, crown chakra. Let's give them some chakra coordinates there for this full moon in Leo, waning to new in Aquarius, January, February 2021. Now, look, this card is the Seven of Cups, but it is not the more peaceful version we're used to seeing, right? Those cups in the sky, each a thing that we wanted. It is about options. In this card, though, in this deck, she writes at the bottom, jealousy, which is a very, very interesting thing, because how much of jealousy is very much that Seven of Cups in turn, the things we think will make us happy, right? Our choices, our options, and someone else can be having an option that we don't have at that moment. But I know this for sure. I mean, I know this for sure. I've seen this play out so many times. Jealousy is a form of intuition. Whether you are picking this up from somebody or you are the one engaging in jealousy, it's an intuition that's telling you what you see there is on its way, but you don't know how to get it. It really is. I got that from Matt Kahn. Which one was that? Everything is Here to Help You. It's one of his three. Well, he's only written 3 books, so it's one of his 3 books at the time of this recording, right? So there's some emotional upset in here. Now, this is a waning moon. You go into that dark moon the last 3 days before new, right? It's the total death before the rebirth of the new moon. So an opportunity for emotional healing here, and I'm going to say it with somebody from the past. And that there is serenity. Call upon the angel of serenity. Look, I can't. Give me the courage to change the things I can, which might be dealing with your own or somebody else's jealousy. But it is saying, heart, third eye, and crown. Envy is the deadly sin of the third eye. Carolyn Mace, Defy Gravity. Brilliant book. Right? So it makes us crazy, right? So really get in touch with what your options are emotionally by how this feels, right? Because you got the gambler here talking all about trusting willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. So it might also be that in this energetic healing, these feelings are coming up. But if there's an empathic bond between you and somebody else, there's a telepathic bond, an empathic bond, and a tele-empathic bond. Like those are the 3 that my guides have shown me. Like some people are telepathically connected, usually divine masculines, right? The emotional part of it, intuitively the divine feminines, but it's possible to have both at the same time. So let's keep going. What does this look like on the outside? That'll help. Please take a nice deep breath. Please take a nice deep breath. Sorry. There's a lot of power on the table here. My gods of fire and the sign of Aries, please. One card in clarity for this Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun. What's going on here? They got the gambler archetype. They need to work with serenity, right? That healing angel of serenity. The rutilated quartz, there's an energetic reconciliation going on, probably whether they're aware of it or not, but now they are. And that 7 of Cups on the inner, it just feels tumultuous because of options, because of, and yes, and of course of some fantasies and things that might not be wholly true. So please, what does this look like on the outside for them, this full moon in Leo waxing to new in Aquarius, 8 of Cups. So we are looking at, on the outside, someone walking away, but probably deeper into themselves rather than from someone. There's a big difference between walking toward and walking away. This is Psyche in the myth of Eros and Psyche going into the underworld to go pick up some beauty cream for her mother-in-law. Go down to the underworld. It's like, you know, this is before we had mini malls, right? This is before we had strip malls. So, you know, she went down to do it, but definitely on the outside, someone's walking away from something, but what are they walking to? That's what I get. And I feel like you have so many options with this, that this could be you, how you appear from the outside looking in, which would also make sense using, if this is the feminine deck, then this is the masculine, this is the yin, this is the yang. And it can absolutely also mean going into the self. Not so much like the Hermit card, but to go in and actually face what you're feeling, right? Because there is stuff being resolved here, but that doesn't mean necessarily that the pain just goes away. Sometimes you got to feel it to heal it, right? And that's just what I'm getting. And it would seem like you're going backwards from the 8 on the inside to the 7 on the end, but I don't sense that. What I sense is that this is all together what's going on for you, at least in this timeline, for what you need for this full moon to new moon next. All right, so now I get why they wanted me to use these. This is the Lover's Oracle. I like them. Also, Tony Carmine Salerno, the guy who does the Crystal Oracle. So this is the pantheons of love, right? So like of the angels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, they all just kind of come together. They're all of them of love, right? So please take a nice deep breath, because this can be about forgiveness. This can be about anything. Take a nice deep breath. Okay, my pantheons of love, please. One card in clarity for the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Yep, they got the Gambler and Serenity, which actually has a really cool feel to it. Like if they're very used to flowing with their intuition in that way, taking the risk, taking the gamble. Rutilated quartz, that reconciliation, that healing, that higher awareness, energetic healing going on. With the jealousy card, 7 of Cups, man, there's a lot going on in there emotionally. And with the 8 of Cups on the outside, I could see them really withdrawing, doing a little shamanic descent work, a little shadow work, which is, by the way, shadow work so perfect for the waning tide. So please, what is the oracle you have for them, my beloved pantheons of love? Surrender. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. Where's a drag fan when you need it? Oh, it's back there. Yeah. And this can be surrender. You know, that word is such a trigger word for so many people who've been doing the work spiritually, internally, however they approach it. Light workers, call it what you want. It's not about giving up. There is a thing of active surrender, saying, all right, I have no idea, I surrender, use me. Right? Use me, divine. You know, only your highest power, however you define that for yourself, in perfect love and in perfect trust, right? I surrender, show me, and if it's walk away, it's walk away. This is waning moon. It's very much a waning moon read, and of course it's a gamble and it's a risk, but there's an energetic healing that's going on that feels like it's going to happen whether or not you participate, or whether or not you are in the same physical space as this person, or that I wasn't going to go there right away, or someone who's already crossed. Yeah. Well, hence, for some of you, the descent into the underworld. The underworld's not to be free. We all go there eventually anyway. It's a long story, very, very ancient long story. The kingdom of Hades and Persephone. Really, the palace is lovely this time of year. Okay. Higher selves of all involved. Yeah, my wings just shot out my back. Aerialite angel that I am. The higher selves of all involved. 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. Take a nice deep breath. Sit down and cross your legs and put them on the floor. Put them on the floor. The higher selves of all involved. There we are. Please, one card in clarity for the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. What is their whisper of love? From the Whisper of Love Oracle, the piece of information, inspiration, or insight they most need. This full moon in Leo, waxing new to Aquarius, January, and in February 2021. Love endures. Love endures. Love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation. I'm getting more and more and more and more and more. Really, with the cards that could have come out that didn't, this could very much be with a family member. And if it is somebody that you are cohabitating with, this could be dicey and tricky. But there is love here. There is love here. This is set up so that more of your soul can be grounded into the present moment where this person is concerned. And like I said, it doesn't matter whether you participate or not. This is the energy that's going on here, or at least with this. What the higher self and the soul are sort of different things in a way. Of course, it depends on who you read. But the most divine part of who we are, because we are all divine beings, and long story, is your soul. And your soul knows how to forgive, your ego doesn't. Your soul knows how to surrender, your ego doesn't. And your personality's in the mix there in between these things, because, you know, it's a long story. But there's a process of surrender here that allows you to endure. And yes, there is a risk, there is a gamble. So that's why we're going to get you your last card down. We are going to do the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck. I can only tell you these have been incredibly helpful. to me, because once you start really habituating them a little bit here and there, not dogmatically, but they start to pop up in your head at times in the when you're not doing a mantra, and it's just like, oh yeah, right? I did that with Course in Miracles too, with the lessons in the workbook. Please take a nice deep breath. Lovely. My Ascended Masters, please, General Assembly, one card in clarity for the Aries Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, thank you. This full moon in Leo, waxing, waning, new to Aquarius, January into February 2021, your perfect mantra. Yeah, the energy on this, like, I get it. I'm also getting there's a whole lot of thought going on. Like, there's a lot, I'm not going to say overthinking with all of this, but a lot of words, it feels like, are being unspoken here. Inspiring others, that's funny. Inspiring others. I help others feel empowered by acknowledging their gifts. How often do we acknowledge our own, let alone somebody else's? And you know, you hear about spiritual gifts and intuitive gifts. Those are the kind of gifts that the more you give them away, the more of them you have. Just saying, right? Doing this work on YouTube, I gotta tell you, even if I'm never, you know, this is my sole source of channel of income, I should say, it's really allowed me to give my gift away in a way that has made it stronger. Inspiring others. I help others feel empowered by acknowledging their gifts. When others are inspired, you allow them to take center stage and step into a greater acknowledgement of their personal power. So it's about empowering people. When others are made to feel useful, they are likely to embrace more courageous decisions as their self-worth increases. Now, I'm just going to go along with this and say this might be for you inspiring yourself as well, because there is that part of the gambler taking the risk, right? The more self-worth, your intuition and self-esteem are linked, Carolyn Mace. It's just true. Imagine the perfection of not having to do everything by yourself and infusing others with a greater sense of purpose just by asking for their help. It's not a matter of feeling weak or being incapable. Instead, it's about realizing the gift of inspiration you possess simply by inviting others to be a part of your day. This mantra is ideal for increasing intimacy in relationships. It's on the table. Resolving martyrdom, perhaps, you know, it's a general read. And communicating your needs. Let's put it together for you. Let's put it together for you in a prayer. I love doing this. This is the fun part. Please take a nice deep breath. My collective pantheons of the divine, may the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need. This full moon in Leo, waxing to new in Aquarius, that they may inspire others, helping them feel empowered by acknowledging their gifts, and with the rutilated quartz energy to heal vibrationally and reconcile things on an energetic level. So should they come into physical form, they will know that the love endures, that it didn't give up, it didn't lose faith, hopeful, withstanding every situation, to deal with the options that the Aries has within themselves emotionally. Which one is the right option for me? Because they have to take the risk, the gamble, the jump, to walk the tightrope blindfolded in surrender. At times, surrendering the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go, that they need to let go. It'll all work out. Walk the tightrope. Even if they walk away, they're walking deeper into themselves to manifest and call upon the healing angel of serenity that they need to heal, to grow, to learn, to become the best that they can be, and fulfill their roles in the divine plan. And in this relationship, whatever the soul contract may be for them, for their well-being and for the well-being of all. So motivating. And so it is. Hey Aries, did you like it? Like it. Want more? Subscribe. Want to comment? Please do. Love reading them. Otherwise, wishing you the very best and the very, very blessed. of this full moon in Leo to new moon next in Aquarius. Thank you. You guys are always the first of the series. I trip over my tongue, usually by Gemini. It would make sense I got it down. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.